p.m. The Dynasty Hour Show, hosted by Clarence Pierre, every Wednesday from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Streaming live on 90.3 GMT Radio. Email dynastyyourshow@gmail.com. All shows will be live streamed on the Dynasty Hour Show Facebook page and YouTube channel. Please like, share, support, and subscribe. To support the stream, any charitable contributions have to be sent via Cash App, $Dynasty Hour Show.
Welcome to the Dynasty Hour Show on 90.3 GMT Radio, hosted by Clarence Pierre, live in the studio with RJ and DP and Riri every Wednesday from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Come on in, family. Come on in. Giving a special shout out to Dynasty Memorial Mortuary, the Family Temple, Destiny to be insured by Destiny Morris, the Legacy Planners Group with Angela Warren, Bevelin Vigils by Brittany McGowan, Array of Excellence by Rosalind Green and insured by Madonna Lennon, Quick Picks Portrait Studio with Jackie Meitner, Get Your House in Order with my favorite couple, Eva and Arthur Campbell, Flowers and Etc. by Georgia, Pinpoint Security Bodyguard Service with Mr. Marcus Penn, Assure for Life with Freddie Calley, Royal Creations by Linda, Herbalife with Andrea Harris, Kingdom Global Enterprises with the Apostle William Campbell, TGL Flowers, Millennial Solutions with Miss Annie Washington, and Lisa Diddy Printing. Our All-State Insurance agent, Mr. Roger Lynch, and our favorite relative, Devon Pierre. Also giving a special shout out to Mr. Herbert Isaac with Isaac Limousine and Transportation Service. And to all the other small businesses and entrepreneurs that's out there, we give you a shout out too here on the Dynasty Hour Show. We have a wonderful show lined up for you on today. RJ, how are you feeling today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. Your week's been going good?
Great so far.
Hey, that's good. Well, I'm so glad to share the mic with you on today We have a special guest in the studio with us also today. We'll be introducing him and a few, and we're just so glad to be here. All right, Jay, go ahead, take it over.
Our first selection of the night is Praise is What I Do.
That's all we really want, Lord, is just to be where you are. Just to be in your presence. Praise is what I do. I live in praise. Praise is who I am. I will praise him while I am. I bless him all time. I vow to praise you through the good and the bad. I praise you whether happy or sad. I praise you. It's my testimony in all that I go through. Somebody said, why? I said, because praise is what I do. 'Cause I owe it all to you. Come on, church. Praise is what I do. Come on, church. Wanna be close to you. I need somebody to think. Somebody said so the devil will hear you. Praise is who I am. Praise him while I can. I bless him all the time. And I vow to praise you through the good and the bad. I praise you whether happy or sad. I praise you in all that I go through. Because praise is what I do. 'Cause I owe it all to you. Somebody lift your voice and say, praise is what I do. Even when I'm going through. When I'm going through. See, I've learned to worship. See, I'm gonna let the devil know tonight. No, my circumstance. It doesn't even stand a chance. Stand a chance. I'm
Bless Me by Maverick City Music and Kurt Franklin.
Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. Bless me, God, and you. Death has been defeated, He is our victory. Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. Favor, let it fall on me, till I'm the conversation of all my enemies. Favor, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. Favor, let it fall on me, till I'm the conversation of all my enemies. Favor, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all the souls that's with me, God, have everything they need. Bless me, God, and you. Death has been defeated, He is our victory. Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. We got everything we need. Bless me, God in you. Death has been defeated. He is a victory. Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need. Let all these folks that's with me, God, have everything they need.
Y'all got it. So let's celebrate. Come on, Calvin, let's do this.
Now I need everybody to clap your hands. Sing along with me. Father, 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 we praise you. Jesus, 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 we love you. Holy Spirit, yes, we adore you. Yes, we do. Father, 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 we praise you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well. Today's weather in Houston was sunny skies with a temperature of 90 degrees. However, the weekend forecast includes rain showers on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On to the news. National Back to Church Sunday is on the third Sunday in September, which is happening this weekend, September the 18th, 2022. This year's theme is Hope Happens Here. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. According to the American Cancer Society, 1 in 8 men will get diagnosed with prostate cancer. This cancer typically stays silent until the late stages of this disease. Men between the ages of 50 and 70 should get annual screenings and exams. In Pasadena, Texas, a Good Samaritan helped save the day for a small-owned business. Unfortunately, while the family store staff was away celebrating, they were visited by thieves who stole their main cargo trailer. But the exposure tips and video footage aided HPD on the location of the stolen trailer. In Pasadena, Texas, a senior student at Lena Dawson High School won a $40,000 scholarship by completing at least one of the key steps to plan, prepare, and pay for college through the Big Future program. This College Board online guide is designed to help students plan for life after high school. With the $40,000 scholarship, the students hope to pursue a business degree at a historically black college or university. A pilot push is in demand, and scholarships are being offered through the United Academy, which makes it easier than ever to become a pilot. Also, Texas Southern University has a program for this as well. One school district has launched in their school system the Higher Up Texas program. The Higher Up Texas program includes life and career development skills, plus network opportunities. And on to the sports. The Houston Texans came out on the opening weekend with a strange 20-20 tie against the Indianapolis Colts. Also, our Astros continue to rack up wins as they beat the Detroit Tigers last night. A couple of things that's happening this week is Houston's ballet Peter Pan will be at the Worthingham Theater Center. Houston Home plus Garden Show will be held at NRG Park as well. And the celebration of the National Hispanic Heritage Month will be held at George O. Brown Convention Center. Also, The Wiz of Oz will be at Discovery Green. A couple of movies for you Netflix movie watchers for a few recommendations are A Fall from Grace, Forgiven, God Calling, Doing Hard Time, and Blue Miracle. That's it for the news tonight. Stay tuned for the Dynasty Hour show question of the hour. Back to you.
Thank you so much, RJ, for giving us our current events and weather report as well. Thank you to everyone that's tuning in and listening to us on now. Now we're going to have our inspirational moment.
God has a way of escape for every one of us and in every single temptation. But it isn't written that the temptation ceases. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond which you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear. See, in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, it speaks about the time of temptation and that God makes a way of escape so we can bear it. How hopefully is it that we have a God who measures each temptation so we can bear it. God has a way to escape for us in every single temptation, such a way of escape that makes it possible for us to avoid having to suffer or defeat in the time of temptation. See, it was saying in the old Corinthians, Israel, covenant, Israel thought like that. Consequently, they lost their opportunity to enter and to conquer the land. When they chose to take away out of the situation that God had prepared for them, they also chose to give away a great victory over their enemies, which that is, in fact, they chose to wander in that desert around their enemies for 40 years. They could have gone straight through their enemies. As long as we choose to take a way out of a situation that God has prepared for us, we choose to go around our enemies. Perhaps we have to remain in a situation, but as long as we choose to entertain negative thoughts about others, unthankful thoughts, thoughts that judge the others or make demands on them, we choose to walk around the enemy. The truth is that our enemies dwell in our flesh. And this has nothing to do with the others or our circumstances. So stop trying to use excuses or a scapegoat or appears that the flesh itself does not have to suffer. And therefore we hear this cry from our flesh saying to us and others that we're the problem. Yes, we are. When we don't follow God's grace, we deny giving our minds over to negative thinking and judging others' demands. Hopefully, then we can very clearly see that is in fact our flesh. That's the problem.
Are you looking for a family ministry by family, serving families? If so, consider the Family Temple, the place whereas the family abided, the Family Foundation, the Family Hierarchy, and the Family Experience.
When searching for the right funeral home, keep these important things in mind. Preparing for a funeral can be a confusing and stressful time. Dealing with the emotions of losing a loved one, fulfilling last wishes, and selecting a final resting place could be overwhelming. Finding the right funeral home can ease your burden, helping you pay tribute to your loved one's life with the proper ceremony so you can begin the healing process. The following are 3 vital tips to help you find a funeral home that is right for you. 1. Funerals can rank among the most expensive purchase a consumer will ever make. It's important to ask for all the costs associated ahead of time. 2. Is the staff compassionate, kind, and caring? This is important, especially in your time of grief. 3. Always ask if they have any online reviews or testimonials they could direct you to. There's more you should know about choosing the right funeral home. The information we provide could save you time and money. Just visit our website or call us today.
That is paid sponsorship brought to you by Dynasty Memorial Mortuary at 713-640-5917. 713-640-5917. Now on today, we have a special guest that will be coming to us right after the next selection, and that's none other than Mr. William P. Campbell. I call him Apostle William Campbell, as he is known affectionately to all of us that are in the church realm. Born in Dallas, Texas, and here located now in Houston. A man who is extensively renowned for being after God's own heart. So we are so grateful to have him on our show on today. I'm going to let him tell you all about himself, what he's doing, because I mean, the great works that he does, the list goes on, which I am so proud and happy for him. And we're praying for him and his family because he is joining us on the show today after being with his family for services. And we just thank him so much for being so unselfish and still taking out the time to bless God's people and be a special guest on today. So, RJ, after the next selection, we'll be in the hands of none other than Apostle William Campbell. Thank you all for tuning in and listening.
Again, I say rejoice by Israel and the New Breeds.
Thank you to all our listeners who have tuned in. This is the Dynasty Hour Show, hosted by Clarence Pierre, live in the studio with RJ and DP and Riri every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Thank you for joining in with us on today. Special guest on today that we have is none other than Apostle William Campbell. We're so thankful for you being here with us today on this show. How are you feeling today?
Tired.
Yes, as I was telling the listeners earlier, I'm so glad that you have decided to be with us in spite of what you are going through, also with your family and everything. We do appreciate you and honor you on today, and we're lifting you up. But we're so glad that you're here with us. So tell the listeners about yourself. The floor is open for you.
Well, you asked me some questions. My brain has been a 12-hour day today. So you ask me whatever you want to ask me. I just I'll answer your questions.
Okay, well, my first thing would be for you, being on today, you being our special guest and everything. I want the listeners to first know um, about you as an individual and all the things that you do, from being an actor, magazine owner and writer, publisher, uh, you know, a singer, also being a apostle in the church. I mean, you do so many things and you wear so many hats. So
Right.
yeah, the question for me today to you would be, the listeners will say, how do you balance it all?
Uh, that's a very difficult question. Because it's very demanding. You almost have to run away just to call yourself have a balance. Uh, I think I've gotten a little bit better at it. Um, because I listen to my body, and sometimes I'll just take a sabbatical. But it's kind of hard to balance wearing all these different hats, being an actor, being a model, being an international artist, traveling, touring, running companies, being an apostle, all these things. It's um, there's a lot. So most times I don't get break. Most times I don't get rest like that. I travel so much, so it can be difficult. I'll say that.
Yes. And then you still find time to pour into other people and help other small business and entrepreneurs. And we are one of them. So I'm so grateful for that opportunity. Also, for today, your family member being a great stature and a great individual and name brand himself,
Yes, sir.
so with the funeral industry and your advertising and everything that you do, tell us a little bit about that. I know that we want to stay, on top of it, and I know that we want to watch our words and everything, because I want to make sure that your family still stays, kind of confidential and
Right.
everything. But I want you to tell us, how do the life and death, both of those work together also in your life and what you do.
Um, Expound on it just a little bit more for me, so I can give you a clear answer.
Yes, having that background from being around the funeral home and being in the funeral industry,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
the creativity that come from that. Because working at a funeral home, we start off with just helping out on services to actually
right.
doing things. Then we start to see the backside and where it can be more productive and more fruition. Then they'll become the advertising of the funeral home, the programs, everything. And I think that it contributes to some of the creativity that you bring to the table as well in your other businesses.
Yeah, I started doing it as a kid. My grandfather, as people all over the world, uh, knew him as a pillar, as a gentle soul, a person that would help anybody. Um, so I've seen a lot in the funeral industry. It's I had my share of it. I did it for however long I was going to do it, and I moved on to do something else. Um, it it taught me a lot of things. Especially dealing with families. Learn how to have compassion and sympathy for others, and you're seeing this on a day-to-day basis, and all the time, people losing loved ones, and you helping out with funerals or singing at them, or uh, helping with the bodies and all that. So it's a different outlook, you know, when there is no more life, uh, compared to when you still have life. So I've learned this, while there's still breath, and blood running warm in my veins, as the old people would say. uh, that you have to live life to your fullest. Enjoy life, accomplish things. Don't wait until tomorrow or 10 days from now, but you got to do what you can while you have the time, while you have the accessibility uh, to do it. Because when you're dead and gone, all you have is a legacy. And if you haven't left one of those, then you just was another one that just existed without a purpose and without a destiny and without accomplishment. And I can truly say that my papa was a man of many accomplishments, many accolades. But one thing that we can all rest assured is that we've heard it so many times at the funeral, and we've seen it and know it ourselves. Is that he was considerate of others, and he was a man that changed and impacted and helped people's lives all over the world. Families, politicians, ministers, you name it. So the name Johnny Detwick Sr. will live on for years and years and years and years to come, especially his memory of the things that he has done and his legacy. And we'll never forget it.
Amen. That is so true. And I mean, I wanna let the listeners know as well. If you haven't, please follow him. Please look him up on Facebook, even in Google. He has a plethora of things he's doing. The new announcement that just came out about that you'll be back on the air with your TV show. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
excited about that. The magazine, I mean, it's global and international. So we want to make sure that we support that. And to everyone, I just want to give you a clear picture of him. If you have never seen him, he is sharp all the time, okay? 24/7. So I had to ask him about that
Thank you.
background so you all can just get in your mind a clear concept of who he is, the foundation that was built. And I mean, like they say, upon this rock I'll build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail. that's exactly what God has done in your life. So we thank you so much for being with us. We thank you so much for your ministry, everything that you do, and how you just pour back into people. I can't say that more than enough. With everything that you have going on, you never make yourself too busy that you're unavailable. And that's what I admire and appreciate. And today it just speak volume after burying a loved one that you're on here with us, making sure that ministry and making sure that that love and that touch is still going forth. So of course I know that his
One thing, well, I'll say this. One thing that I tell people all the time is that your word goes a long way. Uh, and that's one thing I was trained. That's one thing I was taught growing up is that if you don't have a word, you don't really have too much.
that's right.
And I make it a point, even when I deal with or go through, or if I have a struggle trying to get there, or just tired or wore out as I am today, as you can probably see. Because right when uh, almost time to get on the air, the limo just brings us back to the funeral. So, and it clicked in my brain. I said, "Oh, I promised somebody I would get on their radio show." And that's when I called and I said, "So I make it a point to be a man of my word." Because one thing that I learned, from the old people is once your name is going and once your word is going, you don't really have too much. Um, and it's hard to get it back. So I make it the point, to follow through whatever I say. So I'm here tonight.
Amen.
Tired it all. So,
Yes, and we're so thankful that you are. Please tell the listeners how they can get in contact with you.
okay, you can follow me on Facebook at William Campbell. You can follow me on Instagram at official just will. Um, you can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me. Um, you can look me up on Google. It's so many places that I am. So you won't run out.
That's right.
um,
And the blessing about it is you make yourself available. So please take advantage of you all and pour into Apostle as he does it to so many people. And I guarantee you, you will be blessed. Apostle, we want you to stay on with us. We're going to have the question of the hour coming after this song. And we'd love for you to chime in on this as well, because he is an educated man as well. And I want them to see you also in the aspect of being able to answer, the question of an hour.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we'd love for you to stay on, please. RJ, back to you. What is the question of the hour on today before we go to our song break?
Name some behaviors to help a person identify that they're struggling with too much pride in their heart. I'm sorry.
You said name some behaviors that
A person
that identify
they are struggling with too much pride in their heart.
too much pride in their heart. I'll say this. You can always determine difficulties in the heart, especially pride. By rejection. People that have gone through rejection. People that have
Now
gone
play
through.
Fear Not My Future by Maverick City Music.
Watch him work it for your good. 'Cause he's not done with what he started. He's not done until it's good. So let him turn it in your favor. Watch him work it for your good. He's not done with what is good. Hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope into new horizon. Hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope into new horizon. If you're ready for a breakthrough, just open up and just receive. What is pouring out is nothing you've ever seen. You've ever seen. Hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope. It's a new horizon. Hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope. It's a new horizon. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day. A new day. Fear is not our future. You are. Sickness is not my story. You are. You are. Heartbreak's not my home. You are. You are. Death is not the end. You are. You are. Fear is not my future. You are. You are. Sickness is not my story. You are. You are. Heartbreak's not my home. You are. You are. Death is not the end. You are. You are. Hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope. It's a new horizon. Hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope. It's a new horizon. Fear is not my future. You are. You are. Not my story.
Name some behaviors to help a person identify that they're struggling with too much pride in their heart. You have a hard time accepting failures and refusing to be corrected. You do not accept constructive criticism and you easily are offended. You always want attention or appreciation. You do not like associating yourself with ordinary or unpopular people. Only want to sit around the elite people. You are fond of name dropping or having a bragging habit of talking about your connections with influence, riches, and powerful people. You think that you already know things. You're not a great listener. You are not teachable. You think you know more than any other person. You do not show respect by listening attentively. You brush off or discard other advice. You find it to be hard to treat, to be a threat to when other people outshine you, and you can't see any improvement within yourself.
There's more to the story.
I feel like on the question on today, it's a great question. A lot of people struggle with pride. Actually, I could say all of us do. Every listener, every person. But the thing that becomes different is having God in your life, amen, that's able to deliver you from that. Because the Bible say pride coming before the fall. And all of us have went through a situation before where we have found ourselves being prideful, and God has pruned us and humbled us. So it's a great question. I think in the aspect of where I'm looking from is that it's a question that can kind of like, be dear to all of our hearts. It's a question that we should ask ourselves on the daily. Am I being Christ-like? Or, am I seeing room for improvement? Am I teachable? Am I open to growth? The school that I went to, we had what we call the Magis 5, and we had different things like open to growth, integrity, different things like that. So when it comes down to that's the first thing that came to my mind. Apostle, I'd like you to chime in on this to tell our listeners about when they feel that they have become because of all of the things that you do. I mean, which is a blessing. I look up to you. I was just looking at the logo right now, that you did for us, and what you have done for the funeral home side as well. I mean, when I tell you all that he is a blessed man, I mean, I just think about how humble and how pure that you are, even with the status quota that you have reached in life. And, and you're a young man too, So my
Yeah.
thing is, I think I want you to chime in on this to let everyone know, rather you feel like you haven't became or you do have or you have reached the area where you feel like you have become, what kind of attitude do we need to display from ourselves and others? So I think that was a great question for today.
Most definitely. One thing I'll say on that, humbleness is the way. Um, but I'll say this, just to be transparent. Um, when I first started out, the spotlight, fame, the accolades, and all that kind of stuff, it got to me, and God had to show me the ultimate purpose of why I was in and why He allowed me to be in the place that I'm in. And it wasn't just so much to bask and gloat in fame and your awards and your power and your influence. Uh, it was to impact and help other people uh, find themselves, their own purpose, their own destiny, but also making an impact in other people's lives by the gifts that God has enabled you with to be at a higher realm or higher dimension or higher place than others, uh, but never forgetting where God brought you from. Uh, I went through rejection. I went through a lot of pain. I went through a lot of trauma. I went through a lot of hurt. Um, I went through a lot of things to be where I am. And God had to heal me um, from some things that, because a lot of people don't know rejection can cause pride, or wanting to feel loved or wanting to feel wanted or appreciated. When a person goes through rejection, that's what they long for until God comes and heals them of all of the atrocities and all of the uh, bad experiences and all of the pain and the hurt and all of the neglect and all of that, those kind of things. All of those lead up to pride, they lead up to anger, they lead up to the way you live, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you see things, the way your mindset is, the way your point of view or your perspective is. All of that plays a factor uh, in how your life has gone or the traumatic experiences that you've dealt with. And if you never get to a place of healing, if you never get to a place of being set free, uh, it takes a toll on your life. Uh, Things you touch, people you meet, places you go. It's kind of like something that just overshadows you and it just follows you everywhere until you recognize it, deal with it, and be free from
Yes, sir. I totally 100% agree with you. And that's why I want the listeners to know on today that you are going to get there. You are going to have that moment where you have arrived and you have become. Just know that you're going to have to, what much is given, much is required. So it's going to go hand in hand. So again, I thank you so much, Apostle William Campbell, for being with us on today. Thank you for your insight, your information, everything. Can you tell listeners one more time how they can get in contact with you for those that's just coming on?
Oh, you can, like I was saying, you can follow me on Facebook at William Campbell. You can follow me on Instagram at official just Will. Those are two main sites you can really follow me on, and I have other pages as well. So once you follow me, you'll see all of that on there as well. Also, make sure you tune in next week for my TV show I've been doing and been in television for about 5 years now. So it's going back on the air on the 20th. It is also going to be live studio audience for those that want to be a part of the live studio audience. Just go on Eventbrite. You can register. It's free. Go to Something Good is About to Happen TV network. It's at 3 o'clock p.m. It'll be aired on Roku TV, Smart TV, YouTube, Comcast, AT&T Uverse. It'll be a lot of different platforms that you'll be able to see it on. Excuse me. And if you just want to be a part of the live audience, do that as well. So that's about it. My eyes going in and out.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about the show, so I will most definitely be tuning in, and I look forward to joining in one of these days into the actual in person. So I'm excited for you.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for being here with us. We will definitely have you back again. So we really appreciate you. Until next time, Apostle.
Thank you so much. Y'all be blessed.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Everyone, look him up even on Google. He's on there as well. So we appreciate you. And at this time, RJ, you have anything before we end the show?
What you allow in your mind determines your reality. Are you wise in your own eyes? If so, just let go of your pride and move forward in God's plan. James 4:10 says, humble yourself before the Lord and he will lift you up. Stay blessed and take care, everyone.
Thank you to everyone who has tuned in to the Dynasty Hour show. We are so appreciative of you and your time. We thank the Lord for Apostle William Campbell, who has been our special guest on today. And thank you to all the listeners who have tuned in and given a special shout out, as I do every week, on Deb, to my mom, to my brothers, my sister, to everyone that's played a part, to Casey, to Linda Williams, to Miss Annie, to everyone, Louisiana, California, all over, globally and locally. We thank you for tuning into the Dynasty Hour show. We appreciate you, your love, your support, and your contributions. Until next time, signing off the Dynasty Hour show.
Times when I should have died, you stood right by my side. You're amazing. Lost in the world of sin, you God came and pulled me in. With you, I'm gonna win. You're amazing. Looking back. should have done. You stood right by my side. You're amazing. I can see. If we all want to tell the truth. Lost in the world of sin. You came and pulled me in. With you I trust to win. You'll never cease to blow my mind. You always manage to help in our time. I'm counting on, I'm counting on privilege. You're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. You'll never cease to blow my mind. You always manage to help in our time. Counting